I am a little bit early for an open house that David and I are hosting at one of our listings. So I just pulled over so that I wouldn't bug the sellers, by getting there 30 minutes early. They have a newborn, and I just didn't want to kick them out even longer than they already have to be. So I just pulled over at a gas station about 5 minutes up the road and figured now would be as good of a time as any to record a vlog. So I didn't really have anything for this week. Next week I think we're going to go to the pumpkin patch and go to a gun show and celebrate Cody's family with his birthday at the river. So we've got a pretty big weekend coming up. But this week we just really didn't have much going on. We went to Meridian and went to a friend's baby shower last weekend. But it wasn't really like anything that we wanted to vlog. And we also went to a football game at our old high school, and we took Ava LaRue with us. That's probably the first time that she's ever stayed up past her bedtime. Like, really, I mean, she's stayed up before a couple of minutes, maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes. But she was up till about 10 o'clock that night, and I'm pretty strict on her bedtime just because I want her to get good sleep so she'll be a happy baby. But she did so good at the game. She never fussed, never cried, let anybody who wanted to hold her. And then after, as soon as we got in the car, she fell straight asleep. So we came home, we got her out of the car seat, put her in her PJs, fed her, and she went straight back to sleep. So she really did such a good job, and I was so impressed and so happy that we were able to do that and still have such a happy baby, because I was nervous. After that, we, hung out with my mom and my stepdad in Meridian for the whole weekend. We stayed with them. We had a really good weekend up there. But I didn't get any clips, so I decided that this week the vlog would just be me kind of going through what pregnancy was like for me. I posted what it was like finding out that I was pregnant, and I was going to do a whole pregnancy story during that vlog, but it turned out being really long, just the story of finding out. So I figured I'd do a different vlog about what it was like being pregnant. So that's what this is going to be. It's probably going to be long, but I know that I'll forget about it, and I just want to remember what it was like, and the good, the bad, the ugly. I just want to remember it and post this while I do still remember it, so that in 10 years, if I want to look back on this, I can show it to Ava LaRue and tell her what it was like being pregnant with her. Pregnancy for me was not what I thought it was. I've always been excited to be pregnant and have a little baby inside of my tummy, and I've just always been excited for that. And I found out that I was pregnant, and was excited. And I immediately started eating healthier. I was already actually on a diet and going to the gym, so I just, stayed strict on that and stayed going to the gym. I vowed that I would keep doing that, and I would just make myself be healthy. And then I got really tired. Like, they don't warn you for how tired you're going to be when you're pregnant. They say you're going to be tired, but you don't think the first trimester you're going to be that tired. But I think the first trimester, I was more tired than I was the third trimester when I was huge. Because I would come home at 5 o'clock from work, and I would fall asleep on the couch. And I don't take naps. I'm not a napper. I would fall asleep on the couch, and I would wake up at like 9 o'clock. And I would go and get in the bed and fall back asleep until I had to wake up for work the next morning. That's how tired I was. I remember telling Cody, how do people do this with a toddler? Like, I don't know, and I guess I'll find out one day. But I was tired. And then I got sick. I got so sick all day. It wasn't morning sickness. I wasn't nauseous. I was vomiting all day. And people kept saying, well, at least you found out you were pregnant during the summer. You're going to have a winter baby. You won't be huge during the heat. Yeah, that's great. But every time I walk outside, it makes me need to throw up because I'm having morning sickness all day. So that was tough. But I wore those little seasickness bands. Somebody's walking his dog, so that's going to be awkward if he sees me. I wore those little seasickness bands, and they helped a lot. And so I was glad that I found those, and once the morning sickness finally passed, the second trimester was fantastic. 10 out of 10. Had the cutest little bump. Absolutely loved my tiny little belly. I started being able to feel Ava LaRue move. I had an anterior placenta, so that means that where your placenta is normally between mom and baby, like it's closer to your spine. Mine was actually closer to my belly button, so between baby and outside world. So I couldn't feel her move as early on as most people could, and then once I could, it was really hard for other people to feel her move until I was so big that she could just kick right through the placenta. So I was kind of delayed feeling all those things, and I was a little bit frustrated with that, but it ended up not being a big deal at all. Cody actually felt her move for the first time on his birthday, which is October 11th. It's coming up. So that was all really exciting. Second trimester is awesome. It's fun. Third trimester, though. Man, ooh, you're like going through a rough time with the first one, and you just like get to the second and you start to see a light, and pregnancy is fun, and you found out the gender, and you can feel her move, and you have the cutest bump, and then you just pop and you explode, and you are big, and you can't sit up like you used to be able to. I have a bed. I mean, we've gotten a different bed since then, but we used to have a queen size bed that's now in our guest room, and I'm sure I've seen it. But if not, it's a queen size mattress, and the bed frame is like iron, like twirlies. And I mean, I used to have to grab onto them and just to roll myself over in bed. My doctor told me to start taking Pepcid early on in my pregnancy, so I just did start taking it. It's for heartburn, and so I was like, sure, I'll take it since he told me to. And one night, I forgot to take it. I ran out. That was what happened. One night, I ran out of Pepcid, and I was like, not a big deal. I don't even have heartburn. Oh, yeah, I did. I just started taking it before I realized that I had it. So I'd been taking it all this time and didn't realize that I had heartburn because I was preventing it with the medicine. I missed one night, and I was up all night. I was crying. I woke up Cody at 4 o'clock in the morning crying because I felt like I was choking. I felt like my esophagus had swollen. I was miserable. I could not sleep. I was sleeping, sitting straight up for 10 minutes at a time, and then I would wake up again crying. And finally, Cody, as soon as I woke him up at 4, got dressed, and he went to Walmart and got me some Pepcid. So shout out to him because he's a real trooper. But yeah, if you don't think you have heartburn, just go ahead and start taking Pepcid once a day anyway, because when it's gonna come, and you don't want to be unprepared. It's bad. So yeah, and then I still liked some parts of it. I still enjoyed getting to feel her kick. I loved that she was in my tummy and that I was providing for her, and that it was just me and her. I loved that. But just the bigger I got, the more I kept being like, it's gotta stop. I can't get any bigger. I'm as big as my body can handle. And I just kept getting bigger. I remember at like 37 or 38 weeks, people were starting to be like, ooh, any day now. Babies come 2 weeks early all the time. So people started being like, oh my gosh, she's going to be here any day. I started feeling like that. I worked up until the day before she was born. I was showing houses the day before she was born. She was born on her due date, 40 weeks exactly. I was scheduled to get induced on February 10th, Monday. And I woke up on February 8th with contractions. That will be a whole nother vlog. I'll probably do my whole birth story as another vlog. But the point in saying that is that from like 37 weeks on, every day I woke up thinking, today's got to be the last day. This is the biggest I can handle. I cannot get any bigger. I cannot be this uncomfortable any longer. Her butt was in my ribs. Every time she moved, I could feel my rib cage coming out of my body. It hurt. It wasn't comfortable. It wasn't. I was glad to carry her. I love that I got to do that. And I want to have more babies. I want to be pregnant again. I want to feel them kick again. I'm excited for all those things. But that's just the real. It's just the real stuff. It was uncomfortable. And every day I would go to bed and be like, Cody, I'm gonna wake up with my water breaking tonight, right? Like, I can't wake up again and still be this pregnant. I was so ready to meet her. I was so uncomfortable. There were so many reasons why I was ready for her to be born. And she just, little sucker, held out till the very last second. So, I had a textbook pregnancy. I really did. Morning sickness, tired, great second trimester, really tired the third trimester, really big, but really everything went as it was supposed to. I do remember right at like 28 weeks, I got in a car accident. It wasn't bad. My car slid down a hill off the interstate. It didn't flip. I didn't impact. No hard impact, but still kind of scary. And I didn't go to the doctor because I could feel her moving, and it, like I said, no impact. I went to the doctor the next week for my regular checkup, and he told me that I absolutely need to come to the doctor if that ever happens again. So that was one scary part. And I think the only other thing I forgot to say was that one other symptom I had during my first trimester was my mouth was dry. I was drinking so much water. My mouth was so dry. That's pretty much what my pregnancy was like, a typical pregnancy. I enjoyed it. It was all before COVID. I had her February 8th, and so, it was a month and a half before the shutdown happened. So my mom got to come to one of the ultrasounds with me, the 20-week ultrasound. Cody got to come to all of them with me. He didn't miss an appointment. Really a textbook pregnancy. It was tiring and it was hard. Even a normal, regular, perfect pregnancy was really tough. But it was so worth it. And one day I'll go through it again and I'll cherish it just the same. But it'll also be really tough. But that's just life for you. So we should have a fun weekend coming up, a fun week next week. But I'll post those next week. But for now,